Slow and steady wins the race. Now, Shannon Horne-Ellstrom here, Supersize Your Business. I am the person that has to buy calm stones to keep me under control and calm and slow me down. So slow and steady wins the race. Hearing that story as a child, the tortoise and the hare, one of Aesop's fables, and running and marching to the beat of my own drum has always been my thing, even as a little child. And people were always trying to slow me down. Slow down, you run too fast. And I got to be kind of klutzy because I would run too fast and I would fall down, or I would step on a nail, or I would have accidents. But I was always going at my own pace. And that's important for each of us and all of us to remember as we're building our business, as we're growing and creating something that we want to create and hopefully change the world in a better way. We have to know our vision. We have to have our vision. We have to be persistent and consistent and take action toward it and follow the principles of continuous improvement, making progress. And progress we can always measure if we're making progress or not. Sometimes I think, geez, I'm beating my head against this wall and I don't feel like I'm making any progress. But if I'm measuring, and if every step I take toward the thing that I want to break through this barrier feels right, feels like I'm moving and making progress, whether I'm actually getting that wall broken down or not initially, it doesn't matter how many times I have to go at that barrier, at that challenge, at that wall, till I get through it. Because what I want is on the other side of that wall. It's on the other side of that challenge. It's on the other side of that obstacle that probably I've put in my way in some way, shape, or form by maybe not doing my homework or not paying attention to what's going on in the environment and trying to follow a plan that I wrote, 2 years ago. Doesn't always work. So slow and steady wins the race. What does this mean? I think most of us as children have in some way, shape, or form heard the story of the turtle and the hare, the tortoise and the hare, the turtle and the rabbit. That's been retold the same story, since 620 to 560 BC. Aesop was creating his fables. So since 560 BC, or maybe as late as 620 BC, ooh, shocker, these stories have been around and being told and retold and changed and impacted probably just about everybody at the planet in some form or another. I mean, the words I'm sure have changed, the languages are changed, but the message is the same. If you're persistent and consistent, you make progress. And although the progress may be slow, it'll be beneficial, and more beneficial than if you had hastily tried to do something or throw something together. Or if you're careless about something. Now, in corporate America, I worked in the quality function primarily for my career, which is, and other things I dabbled in as well. But the majority of my corporate career was spent in the function of quality. How we do things, how we deliver, to our customers what we say we're going to deliver to them, and the processes along the way, all the internal quality between internal customers and external customers to ensure that we get the products and service that we expect, and not just expect, but that our customers are delighted with, so they'll come to us time and time again, depending on if you're on your product or service, of course. Sometimes we sell products and services that are one-offs. Hey, you do this once and you're done forever. There aren't very many things in life like that, right? There are most things we do, but we have to maintain or do something to keep them going. But there are things that people sell and do that they do once and they don't ever have to do it again. So quality defects, I learned in the quality function and I came to believe and observe that every time there was a quality defect or a problem that reached the customer, meaning the end customer in most cases, but also internal customers, anytime something like that occurred, a quality event, a quality defect, a quality thing we want to investigate and figure out what happened, somebody had known about it. Somebody in the organization or someone in the chain of the organization and delivery knew that the defect or the problem had occurred, or they at least knew that they had shortcut and not followed a process or a procedure or a system that was required to ensure the final quality of that product or service. Every time, every single one I investigated. And that's not to blame people. It's just to show that we're human and that mistakes happen, even if we think we have the best, most surefire, foolproof processes in place, because human beings are different. Sometimes we're tired. Been hanging out with my granddaughter and helping with her, and she's 6 weeks old now. She's got that very mixed up sleeping pattern, which means no one in the house sleeps. So is that a a process problem or a people problem. It's neither. It's just figuring out the new normal, and then I don't like that phrase, figuring out our current situation until it changes again, right? Change is inevitable. Challenges are inevitable. Slow and steady will win the race. A lot of times, speed matters. And I think as entrepreneurs and business owners, we're very aware of competition and speed to market, numbers and metrics that can make us all absolutely stressed out and crazy if we're not careful. But if we remember that we're creating our unique business, our gift to the world, and only we can do that in the way that we do it. No one else can. So really there's no comparison and no competition. And if we keep doing what we're doing to create and add value, we will win. It doesn't matter how fast we get there. And some things, like the quality thing, almost every time there was a quality or a safety challenge or a safety defect or an accident, the root cause would be to somebody was hurrying, rushing, thought that they were expected to get something done in a period of time, and something happened that they didn't predict, that it lengthened that time. Almost always was the process or the system was the root cause of the problem, never the people. If the process isn't right, the most amazing person in the world can try and use that process, but if the process is wrong, they're going to create problems down the line, or defects, or whatever you call them in your organization. So no comparison is an amazing way to make sure that we're not slowing ourselves down even more by when we're winning the race of creating our business. And we get to decide what the race is, right? We can compare ourselves to every other competitor that does anything at all even similar to what we do, or we can find out what it is that we do that nobody else does, or that we do better than everybody else, because there's always something. And we build on that. We build on our strengths and what's awesome about our organization, not what we think we're missing because somebody else happens to be doing it or has that skill or ability. So pay attention to results more than how long it takes you to get there. I mean, if it takes you 5 years to get to $10 million instead of 1 year because you heard about somebody that got it in a year, are you going to feel bad that you got to $10 million? Or are you going to cherish that and continue to move and make progress in your life and in your business? Or are you going to beat yourself up that that's not good enough because somebody else did it faster? Somebody else is always going to do something better, faster, more efficiently, or more effectively than you if you compare yourself to other people. It just is. But if you compare yourself to yourself and your business to your own business, you can be on a path of continuous improvement and continually bettering your performance by only comparing yourself to yourself. Hope that makes sense. You do you, let everybody else do themselves. Pay attention to your environment and what's going on so you make smart choices and decisions, but don't feel like you have to make, in this day and age, everybody's coached to hustle, make quick decisions, and maybe that's not right for you. You have to do what's right for you, your business, your vision, your organization, and you'll always know what that is. How? Here's a secret way to always know how. All you have to do is ask yourself how something makes you feel. If it makes you feel good, positive, light, happy, move toward that. If it makes you feel bad, heavy, negative, scared, doubtful, worried, fearful, any of those negative emotions, it's not for you. It's not the right thing. So look for something else, because there's always something else out there. Have an awesome day. Love to know your experience with slow and steady wins the race. Lots of experience with this one, but mostly from the going too fast and banging into that wall from a personal perspective. All right, have an awesome day. I'll, of course, with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how much you use it in your business and maybe even your life right now. Take care.